Hi, welcome to Blindowl Outdoors. We hope you enjoy our channel, and if possible, could you please join our Patreon page? We really need your help. It's been a long, hard road. Thank you. Hi, welcome to our channel. My name's Dan. I'm here in the Philippines on the Island of Bohol. I'm on Highway 850, about 11:30 in the morning. Just coming from a town called Ubay. It's a mini city. Not a real city, just they think it is, I guess, but clouds sure look nice today, don't they? I drove up to Ubay today. I stopped at my friend Don's house. I was going to take him with me to Ubay and get a hamburger. But he wasn't there. His worker said he's in Cebu. So I guess next time. Trying to use a DJI what's it called? A gimbal thing. Having problems with it today. The other day I used it, and no matter how I put the phone in, it kept hitting the gimbal arm. So today I put it a little farther out so it was clear, and after about 15 seconds the gimbal just drops off, and I moved it, the camera centered again. It must be too much weight on the motor, and now it seems to be running fine again. And I can't tell whether the picture's any clearer or less bouncy than before. I still feel like my arm's moving around quite a bit, but it's supposed to have a 3-axis gimbal. It does have some interesting features. It has a screw-on handle. It has the tripod on it, and it has some things like tracking, or let's say you're cooking a dinner or something, or you're moving back and forth on the countertop. Supposedly it will follow you. Haven't tried that yet. No matter where you put it at, the view of it, where you move it back and forth, up and down, the camera stays pretty steady to look to the left or look to the right. You can't just turn your body and look where you're filming like before, because it's on a gimbal, and it's set to, that's what the gimbal part does, is it keeps it straight. So you try to turn, it just fights itself. So there's a little joystick thing built into it that you have to, let's say I want to look a little left here, and I'll just push the joystick and see it just kind of pans over. Isn't that weird? And it's no big deal. It's just a matter of getting used to it, I guess, is what I would say. But I tried it at the market the other day, and it was like total nonsense, because every time I moved it, the camera would flip around and all kinds of stuff, because it's supposed to go upside down in different ways, and you just got to move just a little bit. So you have to keep the camera steady and then adjust your view with the joystick. I guess that's how you do it. And it's going to take a little getting used to. I walked around my yard with it the other day, and oops, I wanted the gimbal. The goal of the gimbal is to make your walking around smooth. Where I have a GoPro gimbal, a Karma gimbal, which was about, I think the gimbal was about $350. It was about a long time ago. Our friend George gave us a GoPro 5 camera. It was the first waterproof camera they ever made. And I ordered the Karma gimbal. They also had a Karma drone too back then. I never could afford that, but then the camera and the gimbal slide into the drone, which is pretty cool. One of our friends, Larry, he had one, and he went on an outing with Marfi and her family to Garcia Hernandez to a pool, and he was drinking a little bit, but that didn't make a difference. But he took his drone up for a flight and lost it, and it took several days. He left word as a reward for it. Finally, someone called us, and we went and met him, and got his drone back. It was kind of neat. That was the first drone I ever saw. But that didn't last very long. The Karma drone just kind of got faded away when DJI came out. They kind of took over the market. There's a lot of other brands of drones out there too, but the DJI are the easiest to fly and the most dependable from what I can tell. I've got a DJI Mini 2. I'd like to move up to the Mini 3 with a fancier remote that has a screen on it itself. That's about $750 though, so I won't be able to get that for a while, if ever. But it'd be cool to have it. And the difference between the Mini 1, Mini 2 are the same. They're under 256 grams or whatever it is, so you don't have to have any licensing or any permits or anything to fly them anywhere. The Mini 3 is just a hair heavier, but I think it still comes in under the limit. But the 3 has collision avoidance, where the number 1 and number 2 don't because of the weight. And there's also a Mini 4 now. And then when the Mini 3 came out, they came out with a new remote control. Instead of having to put a phone on it for your display, it has this display built right into it, which is pretty cool. I don't know how it is in the sun, but it sure be neat to try it. And I've had this is my drone I got now is my third or my fourth. I think my fourth drone. My first drone, I can't remember what it was. It was a DJI something, and it worked really well. It had a collision avoidance in it too. That was really nice. But it didn't have, only had like 7 minutes of flight time, something like that. It was very short, maybe 10 minutes of flight time. So I had a bunch of different batteries for it. Then I moved up to the DJI Mini, and that was pretty nice too, but it didn't have the collision avoidance in it. And I bought a bunch of extra batteries for it. Then I crashed it. I think that's the one I crashed into a scaffolding at a church. They were rebuilding after the earthquake, and it never flew right after that. So I invested in a Mini 2. I think that's what I did. And the first day I took that out, I crashed that into a bridge. broke it to pieces. But I glued it back together, and it flew real nice. Worked fine. Then the typhoon hit in 2021, and the 2 days after the typhoon, I took it to Talabon to survey the damage in Talabon. There was an area there where about 30 people got killed in the squatter area, and I was flying up over the top of that, and I was at 200 feet, 219 feet or something like that. And I couldn't see the drone. You know, I was just flying by the monitor, and all of a sudden something big hit it. So it was some big bird attacked it. And I was in this area, not supposed to be walking around, it's supposed to be real dangerous and that, but people were real friendly to me. I told anybody, if anybody found it working, I'd give them 1,000 pesos for it. If it's broken, I'll give them a few hundred pesos, whatever. But about 15 minutes later, a couple kids came back with it. It was absolutely destroyed. So I bought another DJI Mini 2, and that's the one I still have today. It flies pretty good. And the nice thing about the Mini 2 is the Mini 1 batteries fit it. So I have 4 batteries for it, which is pretty nice. And I don't know about the Mini 3 if the batteries are all compatible or not. I kind of doubt it because they want you to buy more batteries, of course. And then they came out with a Mini 4, which is even fancier. And then 3 and 4 both have the option of the fancier control unit, which I still think would be pretty cool. And the nice thing about the 2 compared to the 1 is that you can control a lot of things more on the drone, where you can control the speed of the drone, how slow it'll go when it turns and it starts up and stops and stuff. Makes your pictures much better, much smoother. Where the one was just the basic one. That's the one they first came out with. My brother, he has a DJI Air 2, and that's about a $1,000 drone here. And it's a little bit bigger. You have to, like in Iowa, you have to have a permit to run it. You have to take a test and all this different stuff. Being bigger, it has, for some reason, it has a longer flight time, and it's much more stable in the wind. My Mini 2 is good for, I've had it up at least 35, 40 mile an hour winds, and it flies just fine. You just got to be careful of getting too far away, and it can't come back against the wind. So I always go against the wind wherever I go, so I can have the wind pushing me back. But I don't let it out of my sight anymore. I want to keep it within a couple hundred yards at least. It's just a little dot in the sky, you know. I don't want another bird to attack it. In fact, I was at a place where we go to get stones a long time ago, and I had it out over the river in a different area, and I was bringing it back because I was on a low battery, and all of a sudden a big eagle started dive bombing it, and luckily I had good control over it, and I could see what was going on. If I couldn't see it, I would have lost it for sure. I would have got hit, but I avoided it and dove really real low and then side to side just to avoid the bird. Finally got it back. But they're easy to fly. Pretty dependable. If you lose track of them or you lose control of it, it comes back automatically on GPS. That's pretty neat. And anytime that you, like you say, you can't see it and you can't figure out where you're even at, you push go home, and it'll go up to whatever height. I put mine at 300 feet, so it goes over the top of all the coconut trees or whatever, and then it just comes right back to you. It lands within a couple feet of where you took off at. So it's pretty cool.
Thanks for watching. Take care.